Hey guys, today I'm going to show you exactly how bananaz integrates into my day-to-day job as a mechanical engineer. So I just got a notification that Naol mentioned me in a comment that he placed on a drawing. So let's take a look at that. Once I click the notification, I go directly into the drawing and the comment. So he says we had issues during final inspection. These parts shifts around the axis marked on the drawing. Please check the assembly and latest batch reports and adjust the dimension as needed. Okay, so he's talking about this part as he placed the comment right on top of it. And he's talking about this axis, which is the axis of the pin we have right here. And he says it has this movement, which means this shaft can go up and down like that. So this issue can be caused by a connection between two parts. It can be either parts 3 and part 2, and it can be part 2 and part 1. But between part 1 and 2, we can see over here that they are glued together. So it's very unlikely that they are the ones causing the issues. So we know we need to take a look at parts 3 and part 2. Okay, so let's take a look at the drawings. We'll start with the shaft drawing. I have it over here in the bananaz app, so we'll start by taking a look at that. So we can see over here that the size over here, the nominal one is 2.4. It is also the maximal value, and the minimal value of this dimension is 235. Let's take a look at the negative part drawing so we can see it over here. So when we take a look at the negative drawing, we see that the nominal dimension is 2.5 in the negative area of the shaft, and the minimal value is 245. The maximum value is 255. This tells me that when this dimension is in its upper limit of 255 and the shaft is in the lower limit of 235, I have a 0.2 millimeters difference between the two parts, which can cause a very light but still unwanted movement between the two parts. Okay, so let's take a look at the inspection reports and see how it comes to life in real life. So the shaft here, we can see this dimensions over here, the upper limit and the lower limit. And we can see that we really got a batch that is very close and even hits the lower limits in a lot of the times. And if we look at the inspection report of the inner shaft interface, so we can see that we have the dimension over here and we have the exact opposite. So we have parts with dimensions that are much closer to the upper limit than they are to the lower limit. We even have one part that has failed the inspection due to not complying to the drawing requirements. Okay, so because the shaft is actually a shelf item that we just cut to the length we want, I can't do much about it unless I change the entire shaft we're using, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make changes in the shaft interface part, the connector. So let's go to solid and see what we have here. This is the part I'm going to check it out and we'll take a look at the shaft interface over here. And I'm going to edit the dimension, as 250 as a nominal size is a bit too high and causing the issues here. I'm going to change it to 24. I'm going to do it in both dimensions. Okay, let's exit the sketch and check the part in. And now see how are we going to adjust the tolerance in the drawing. Okay, so we're going to open the drawing. We'll also check the drawing out. And now when I look at over here with the dimensions that I've changed, we can see that it automatically changed to 2.4. But if I leave it with this tolerance, so I'm going to still have an issue. Why? Because the shaft maximum value, the upper limit, is 2.4. But this interface can go to a lower limit of 235. If I will get a batch that is very low in the interface, we can have an issue of not being able to assemble the parts together. So I'm going to change the tolerances over here to be with only an upper limit, okay? And the nominal value will be the same as the lower limit value. So I'm going to change it to bilateral. And I'm gonna leave it 0.05, it's very good for me. And for the manufacturing process, I'm gonna hit V. Then I'm just going to move these notes around so they won't be on top of the dimension. And that's it. I'm going to change later the revision. Right now, I just want the changes to be approved. So I'm going to check the drawing in. And very soon I'm going to get a notification letting me know about a comparison that was created between this version of the drawing and the previous one. That is the one that I changed. Here it is. I'm going to open it in bananaz. It's going to take a few moments to the comparison to be finalized, and then we will be able to go over the changes. Okay, so now that we got it, we can take a look at the changes. So here's the previous version, and this is the new one I just created. So we're going to go to the first change, which is exactly what I wanted. Notice that even though I moved this note, it doesn't show as a change as it's not an engineering change. Also this change. And in here we can see that I wasn't even aware changing this dimension, and the bananaz platform let me know that this is also a change that was made, and I can see it over here. I don't mind this change as it will only give more room for the pin that sits over here to sit on, and it's very good, it's quite okay. So I'm going to mark all these changes as changes that I wanted to make. And I'm going to insert this drawing into a review request so I can ask Naol to review the changes over here very easily. He'll soon get also a red line drawing once it will finalize loading it. He can approve the changes, can reject it if he wants. I can, in the meantime, place a comment over here telling him, and I think this will fix our issue. What do you think? Okay, and once I've done that, I'm going to take care of the things that I need for the change request, because I am going to make a change request in order to approve this change through the QA department. So I'm going to use the export, and I'm going to make a new export. It's also going to take a really few moments. And once I have it, I'm going to receive 3 different things. So I'm going to have a PDF of each and every one of the red line drawings of the origin and the reference drawing. Okay, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to extract the information here. And in here you can see the red line drawings. That I can just send to the QA department or to anyone, the supplier, whoever needs to know about this change very quickly in a red line form. And this is what I'm going to attach to the CC, to the change control report. So I have the changes over here in a table. I'm going to save it and call it Appendix A for CC. And that's it. I'm going to send the red line drawings, the Appendix A for the QA rep in order that she would be able to add it to her ECO. And Nao will review the changes through the platform. And this is how very easily bananaz saved me a lot of trouble. I didn't notice this change only later and may have not marked it or something. I have all the changes in the report quickly. This was a very easy change to make, but once you have a lot of changes to make in one model or drawing, this is going to have very, very, very high value. Thank you.